And away we go. Hello, 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 hello. It's Sean Brady bringing you another fantastic episode of Marketing Insights, and I'm here with Craig, my man, Severinsen. Craig, how you doing today?
I am doing great. Thanks for having me, Sean.
Thank you. You almost called me Mish. I think there was a Mish coming out of
close,
there.
no.
Mish Hancock, where are you? You can type out there. You called me Mish. But we're doing a podcast right now. We're doing Facebook Live, and we're talking Marketing Insights. But I love the little thing. I'm like, it's one of my prep questions is, what are your pet peeves that you see people doing, that, oh my gosh, if you just didn't do this, it would be so much better for you and your business as an entrepreneur in your life. And you responded.
I don't have pet peeves. I see what's holding people back, but it doesn't bug me. You're holding yourself back. It's not my pet peeve, but I can help you get better. So I can help you get some clients, get some stuff done.
How cool is that? I love it. So let's talk about some of those things that people can do.
Okay.
And specifically, you have a really cool business. I've known you for, almost 2 years now. And
wow.
Bright, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been that long.
I feel so aged and wise. But you've always helped small, specifically consultants in the PR world, marketing world, help their clients, basically help them get more clients so they can really help people and their business. So talk a little bit about that. What are some of the things that you want to talk about? Could people do some of these things right now?
Sure.
It's like a couple simple things.
So, just to reiterate what you just said, I work with solo PR and marketing pros. That's my niche. But the work I do, I'm very focused.
Super tight.
But the work I do would work for any B2B service-oriented business. So if you're a consultant of any sort, like these are the things I see holding you back. And I think the first thing is mindset.
Yeah.
Lots of solo pros, they get in their head and they start confusing their worth and their value as a person with the worth or value of their service. Mm-hmm. And that's going to do a couple things. First, it's going to get in your head, so it's going to be really hard to sell. Huge. Because you're selling yourself. And then the second thing that's going to do is it's going to actually make you have lower prices. Mm-hmm. Because when you're trying to sell yourself, you're always double guessing. And I just saw Mike Pulley say, "Hey, I know that guy. I know you too, Mike."
I know you too, Mike.
I didn't know you knew him though.
We know each other.
Yeah. So it's a
three-way no.
Everyone else listening, that's Mike Pulley. He's a great guy.
Awesome guy.
Yeah. If you need homework or flip your home,
boom, real estate magnet right there.
Anyways,
St. Louis.
So mindset, like you're going to lower your price. And here's the thing: is your value as a human being, as a person, is beyond a price tag.
Right.
You cannot put a value on who you are.
Right.
So if you're charging what you're worth or what your value is, that number is outrageous. You can't charge that. So you've got to separate your value as a person from the value of your services. And when you do that, you actually can charge more money. Your sales becomes a lot easier because you're selling a result, you're selling a service, you're not selling yourself. So mindset, I think, number one thing holding people back.
Absolutely. It reminds me of one of the Jim Rohn quotes is, you don't get paid for the hour. You get paid for the value you bring to the hour. And just because you're an awesome, great person doesn't mean you're bringing enough value or the right kind of value in that particular situation. So how do you help people do that?
For sure. Yeah, and I think, you just nailed it. The first step is actually your messaging. So I think, once your mindset's in place where it's like, regardless of how my business performs, I'm a great person and I have worth in the world. Once you kind of get to that point, which just kind of saying it out loud, right? Most people get there.
It's not easy sometimes, especially as a solo entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, I got to look at this dude in the mirror. What do I do right now?
But once you get that, then the next step is your messaging, framing your services around a result rather than around yourself, right? So we're separating ourselves from the business, and right now your sales process or your marketing might be all about how cool I am or what credentials I have or what experience I have, and you change that and you start talking about what result you help people get.
Right.
And that's going to help exactly do what you said, is when you're talking about a result, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to do that. What matters is...
Or your credentials.
Yeah, or your credentials. It matters if you can get it or not. Like the credentials are like... It's almost like guaranteed, right? It's the nail in the coffin, but it's not the... I'm mixing metaphors here. It's the nail in the coffin, but it's not the meat of the meal, right?
Where do we go?
Yeah, so it's It's the meat. It's not the meat. It's the side dish, right? If the meat's not there, the results aren't there. You don't talk about what they get from working with you. Then the guarantee, the testimonials, the credentials, they don't matter, right? No one's going to buy from you because of your credentials. They're going to buy from you because of the results, and the credentials are going to be the nail in the coffin that says, yeah, I'm going with this person.
Right, and I know your clients are all over the country. Are they all over the planet?
Yeah, I've worked as far as Israel and England, and here in the States, mostly LA and New York, Chicago.
Sure.
But here in St. Louis too, love them all over.
That's all over. Mm-hmm. But I know he's always broadcasting from here, so I see him all the time. So one of the other things that we talked about is, how can people take on their PR, marketing, sales? You kind of bridge the gap for people with all those, because you're focusing on your clients, help their clients get that messaging better and tighter and all these things, correct?
Well, yes and no. I help my clients get clients. So it's not really about them helping their clients, it's about them actually getting clients. But to your point, I think the thing that holds a lot of us back is understanding, we grow up knowing one side of the same coin. Either we know our marketing or we know our sales. But the thing is that you need both of them. And so you got to understand the point of marketing is not to make the sale.
Right.
The point of marketing is to create an opportunity for a sale. So, what does that look like? That means driving people to a consultation,
sure,
or driving people to a website, or driving people to some sort of sales event, right? And then your sales, whatever that process looks like, whether it's a website or consultation or the event, its purpose is to actually land the client, is to make the sale. So when you don't understand how those two pieces fit together, then it's like hitting your head against the wall. But once you start seeing, hey, this is a continuum, or these are two pieces of the same puzzle,
it's right there.
Then it starts to come together.
I love it. And I know you and some of the other Medici Marketplace members are doing these advisory boards now. Mm-hmm. And what's cool about that is that you're helping these companies gain strategy and insight or direction around the way they want to go. So you're not necessarily replacing any of their in-house marketing, but you're giving them an idea of where they could be going with their marketing, business development, and sales.
Yeah.
And, so many companies need that help. It's like, we're, just like a regular advisory board. And that's, I know, one of the things you do. Mm-hmm. What's one... and that's just something I know you've been a part of. How many you've done now? A couple?
So with Medici, before Medici Marketplace here, we were doing those boards every week.
Right.
But now, like an official sit on a board type thing, I've done it on one, and I know that Medici Marketplace has done, I think, a handful, maybe 7 or 10.
Yeah, I think so.
And what's really cool about that, to me, what's really striking is it gets basically 3 marketing and sales experts into one room, and honestly, we don't always agree, and it's really...
Which is great!
Yeah, and it's really fun to kind of sit there and talk about the need of the company, bounce ideas off each other, and at the end of each meeting, it's really fun to see how we start kind of in different corners and all end up on the same page with a really cohesive plan that really drives results. And so we're working with these companies that can't afford huge marketing budgets, but they also need direction. And so we're giving them really clear, really solid direction, and then they get to go execute.
And I would say they're the type of companies that can scale quickly overnight, where all of a sudden they are in need of a huge marketing budget that's going to be under their command.
Well, yes, for sure.
Right?
And I would say for everyone, though, if you can get your niche, your message, your product right, any company could scale like that.
What?
Yeah.
Any company? That's a bold statement, Craig. Bold statement.
I believe it, though.
But we're all about bold here, like no pet peeves.
Yeah, no pet peeves.
I like it. Is there anything else that I forgot to cover? I know we talked a little bit beforehand, but what else is something we could leave people with that would make a difference for their day and their entrepreneurial life?
I think the number one thing I see when I work with people, what is the difference between someone who really succeeds and somebody who either struggles or ultimately fails? And that one thing is implementation. Like, if you are studying is great, but really it's learning through doing that makes the biggest difference. Like, if you want something, you got to go out and you've got to go implement. You've got to take action. You know what? Instead of talking about we got to call these clients, pick up the phone and call the clients. You got to send out some emails. Send the email. Stop procrastinating, because that action is the difference between a dream and reality. So if you're sitting there and you're like, what should I do? Here's a question. you can ask yourself, what can I do today to land a client tomorrow? Ask yourself that question. What can I do today, right now, to land a client tomorrow? And then do whatever answer comes to your mind, do it. Do it today.
That's awesome. I love it. It makes me think of the other question, great question I thought of today. I didn't think of it. I read it. But it was, it's more around the world of networking, right? Mm-hmm. But if you could have anyone say yes to you, who would it be? And what would you ask for? Mm. That's pretty profound.
He's got to one-up me with these questions. I asked a great question.
It wasn't.
And then
I like your question.
And he just...
That's how we roll around here in Medici. We're always one-upping each other, but it's not for our benefit. It's for everybody else's benefit. So you guys are getting all the benefit of this wisdom, knowledge, expertise, and insight. And that's what Marketing Insight's all about. Yeah. We may never meet you in person. We may never do business with you. We, of course, would love to. And, we have all our information here. But in reality, we just want people to be better.
Yeah. And
we know we're doing our job when we're putting great stuff out there.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what we're doing right now. Craig Severinsen, Brightworks PR, thank you as always.
You bet.
I know. And, again, we might not see you in person. We hope to. But if not, we'll see you soon on social media.
See you guys.
Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening. All right. We're going to do this, and we've got the cameras, that was a great session. Always a talk. It's so cool. I know. You got great insight.